Right. All right. So it's a little after 3. I was hoping more persons would have turned on or logged on already, but nonetheless, possibly as we go on, other persons will turn up. I imagine we're in the middle of this semester now, so students have their various priorities, coursework, assignment, and that sort of thing. Possibly as we go on, so as I always say, students know where their priorities are, but nonetheless, my office still keeps going. We still push our initiatives. We push our seminars and whatever the amount of students that come to these seminars, we are grateful for them. You know,
Okay.
yeah, still only hoping, the turnout and the numbers could be more, but we can do so much and no more from our end.
I completely understand.
Yes.
I love this.
And though we are small in numbers, nonetheless, we are gonna go ahead and push forward. So we're gonna start, and as I am anticipating, hopefully more students will log on. Um,
Yeah, because the last time I remember there being like 100 and odd students.
yes, I don't know where that peak came from, but I mean we do what we can do, so we email students, we post our things on the portal, we have the student union council circulate things, we have other departments circulate things. So honestly, for me, it just goes back to students knowing where their priorities are. So there's nothing more else we can do per se, you know so we've done our part by putting the seminar together. We advertise it, we promote it, and we just hope for the best in terms of turnout and responsiveness and feedback on the session. All right, but nonetheless, we are gonna go ahead and start.
And start? Okay, no problem.
Yes, so
I'm
we're gonna go
just
ahead and start.
all right.
All right,
So I'm at the office now.
okay.
So I'm just trying to. All right. So since it is a small group, I'm hoping that it will be a very interactive discussion.
Hmm.
Um, so for the students on the call, were you at the last presentation that we had? You can just let me know. You can open your mic or I can check the chat. You can indicate in the chat. So were you at the last presentation that was done? I dressed for success?
No, I
No.
wasn't.
No? Okay, all right. So just to do a little recap. So because I'm at the office today and I will be roaming with my phone, I won't have a presentation projected. So basically what we spoke about the last time I gave the students some interview tips as it pertains to how you are to present yourselves. So you have to be confident, and confidence is an energy that the people will feel, right? The interviewer will feel your energy as you walk into the room. And so you have to ensure that you pay keen attention to every single aspect of what it is that you're presenting. So it has to do with your attitude, your facial expression, how it is that you dress, right? So sometimes we might be dressed from head to toe perfectly fine, very formal, but our attitude is off, our facial expression is off. And people will pick up those small details. As it pertains to questions that are asked by the interviewer, they might ask you questions. I remember in the question and answer segment, one of the things that stood out to me was when someone asked, like, what if the employer is supposed to ask me, what is my expected salary? How would you approach that question? And I want for one of you to give me your answer. If you went to an interview and somebody asks is, what is your expected salary? What would you say? You can type in the chat or you can open your mic and give the answer.
Repeat.
You are invited to an interview, and in the interview, the interviewer, the potential employer asks you, what is your expected salary?
Well, my expected salary would be
That is how you would answer. So you would tell them the exact figure.
no. I would say, well, I expect to gain enough that could financially back me up. I don't know.
Support you. Whoa. All right. So what if you were an employer and you're interviewing somebody and you ask them what is your expected salary, and they respond and they say to you that my expected salary is, I just hope that the money will be enough to support my expenses. Would that be a good answer for you? So the secret to winning with interviews is that you must think like the employer. So you have to think like the employer, think about the answers that would be politically correct in a sense. So there are some questions that employers ask that you must give a politically correct answer to. So you don't have to necessarily, it's not that you're going around the answer either. It's just that you're choosing to be politically correct and safe. So you don't give a figure. You ask them what it is. You either ask them as it pertains to what is usually paid for the position, or you can say something like, based on my qualification and my experience, I do believe that I'm deserving of XYZ salary package. But you don't state a figure, you just say a good or a decent salary package. So if there are any questions thus far, you can let me know. I'm going to go right into dressing for success. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Dress for Success Jamaica. So we are an affiliate of the global organization known as Dress for Success. So Dress for Success Jamaica was actually founded on the commitment to not only improve the lives of women through facilitating their successful entry into the workforce by providing clothing and training, but we also provide support to our volunteers. And we have a number of events that are actually geared towards the empowerment of women. And our volunteers are not just women, actually. So we have male volunteers as well. Although I don't think there are any males on. Oh, yes. Well, Matthew, you're here. So you can be a volunteer.
Okay, I see that I'm being put on the spot. Okay.
All right. So let me just turn on my camera. I don't know how to turn it around though. Okay, yes. All right, so I'm going to turn it around. So I'm at the office. And this is our little office. So we have a very small office, yes, but we have a very extensive boutique. So I'm going into the boutique now just to show you around as to what it is that Dress for Success Jamaica has to offer. I hope you're seeing it clearly. I know it's not so well lit, but
Wow.
you're seeing the amount of clothes that we have. We have received generous donations from corporate Jamaica. And if you think that this is the extent of our boutique, let me not go into the other
There's
room.
more. Wow.
Right. So I really wanted to show you what it is that we have to offer. And these are different sizes suits. And these suits are actually in excellent condition. So if it is that you know of a young lady or you know of a group of young women who need help in terms of they have a job interview or they're actively seeking a job, but they don't have proper clothing to wear to the interview, then please let them know about Dress for Success Jamaica. We have so much to offer. Once we get a young lady to dress, she gets 5 pieces of suits, 5 to serve her for the week. And we also teach her how to mix and match the suits. So now we're going to go into what to wear and what not to wear to an interview. So let us start with shoes. I actually love shoes, to be honest. So let us look at these shoes. So please tell me if you would wear these shoes to an interview.
No,
Why wouldn't you?
that more look like it's for those occasions, those big events that you have, like party type.
Right.
That's not work
This is not
appropriate.
this is not work appropriate. Correct. That's the perfect answer. So what about these shoes? Would you wear these shoes to the interview? Yes? No? Hello?
No,
No? Why wouldn't you?
it looks fashionable. Like
Fashionable.
I'm just here to look at how I dress. This is how I dress type of saying. It's not saying that I'm here for a job.
Okay, no problem. Fair answer. What about the other participants on the call? Would you wear these shoes?
No, I wouldn't.
And you think it's not work appropriate?
The thing is, it depends on the organizations, because some organizations they do wear these kind of shoes.
Yes.
I would prefer a more like a solid shoes. I think those shoes has holes in them.
Yes, they do. They do.
Yes.
So I definitely wouldn't. It looks more like knits, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't think it's appropriate.
All right. So I absolutely appreciate and love that response. One of the reasons is because you highlighted a very important aspect of dressing and preparing for an interview. It depends entirely on the organization or the industry that you're applying or intend to work in. So there are some industries that wearing a shoes like this is what will get you the job. Because it look like you're up to the time, and this is the type of young, vibrant employees that we're looking for. But for other places, other industries, when you get into the more corporate entities, they are more conservative. And so I have another example. Let me just...
Oh, Lenika, before you go into the next example, I'm just wondering though, that shoes,
Okay.
would that be considered like a casual shoes?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And what
Yeah,
about
because of the holes. Yeah.
right. And what about
But
the
if you
first?
dress it up, you can. I mean,
You
if you're
can format it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the first one that you had shown?
So the first one that I showed, this is definitely for like a ballet kind of event. So like if it's a dinner, a luncheon, then these shoes would be appropriate.
Okay, so this would be more for formal events as opposed to work.
Right.
Okay, got you. Okay, I'm learning.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Okay.
even wear this to a work formal event, to be honest. I would wear this to a work formal event, but not this. This is definitely like
More classy.
more
Corporate
classy.
business lunch.
Not even anything with corporate. Stick to conservative.
Yes, that's true. Always err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, always err on the side of caution.
I have a question for you though, as it pertains to these shoes. Would you wear stockings with these shoes?
Ooh, stockings and
No.
shoes. No, no, no.
Would you wear stockings with these shoes? This one.
Oh, this one.
No.
I
No.
would.
I would say yes and no.
Some people
I mean,
do.
yeah, I've seen
Oh.
some people. I think some people would wear stockings with that kind of shoes.
Okay, so let me tell you, this kind of shoes, you don't wear stockings with open toe shoes. You never ever wear stockings with open toe shoes.
Even if it's a slingback.
You never do.
You never ever.
As long as the front of it is open like this, no to stockings, right?
So stockings are a no.
With these kinds of shoes,
Oh.
they're, the more formal version of these shoes. Yeah, we would be familiar with it. Most of the ladies have it in nude or a full black.
Right.
So those kinds of shoes would be okay, as it pertains to wearing stockings, but not open toe shoes.
Okay, got you. I just learned something new again. All right. Well, you're the teacher, so I'm just here to learn.
Well, I'm happy that you're participating. Wish I had some male suits to show you.
Oh. And I wish I'd opened this to other students, but this is really for female students. But we are planning to have a male session. I believe that one is next week. I didn't really bother to engage you for that one because I'm actually trying to get someone else.
Okay, no problem, because we don't have male suits.
Right.
We only we cater to females at Dress for Success. We hope to one day be in a position to also cater to males. Yeah, are working on it.
Okay, cool.
So now we're looking at a dress. Are you seeing my lovely model in the dress?
Yes.
So would you wear this dress to an interview?
No, that looks like I already have the job.
All right. Anybody else? Would you wear this dress to an interview?
I would, but I would dress it up with a jacket.
All right. What about this jacket? That's right next to it. You would wear this jacket over it, right?
Yes.
Nice. All right. So whenever you're wearing a dress to an interview, it is permissible to wear a dress. However, you need to ensure that you wear a jacket and try to formalize the dress, even if the dress already stands to be a formal piece of clothing. So now we're going to look at, so remember we were talking about the fact that it depends on the kind of organization that you're applying to work that would determine what you wear. Of course, to be on the safe side, as Mr. Francis mentioned, just try to be conservative and play it safe. But there are some industries that if you be conservative and play it safe, you're going to look boring. And they don't want boring people on them staff. So you have to.
So I must look semi-not boring. 50-50 basically, you're saying?
What I'm saying is it's very industry specific, very, very industry specific. And not even industry specific only, but company specific. So it depends on the culture of that organization. If you're not familiar with the culture of the organization, then play it safe. But let's say, for example, let's say you were applying to be to be the pageant coordinator for Miss Jamaica World. Would you wear these shoes to the interview? Pageant coordinator for Miss Jamaica World.
Definitely, I would.
I would, okay. Anybody else? And why would you wear it to this interview as opposed to wearing this to an interview at the Bank of Jamaica?
Okay, so for that shoes, it's for it's a pageant coordinator.
Fashion in a sense.
Fashion in a sense. So we know from how the organization is portrayed that they appreciate a little sense of fashion. And so it would be okay for you to wear a shoes of that sort. But when it comes on to organizations that is known to be conservative, we have to try to play it safe. So what about if it is that you're applying for a job at, so what is the name of the, because is it Sutherland Global or Global Sutherland? The call center, it's Sutherland Global?
Sutherland
Yes. All right, so this is a pants, not sure if you can see it clearly. So this is a pants, of course, this is for somebody much bigger than my size. So this is a casual pants, and this is a top, a lovely top that can be worn with it, right? Not sure if you're seeing it clearly. Of course, it would need a little ironing, but it's a pink top, and that can be worn with a dark color pants. This would be okay for an interview at Sutherland Global. Do you agree with me or not? You can let me know.
Yes, I agree with you, Lenita.
I'm hearing Miss Lewis on the call.
Yes, speaking of Miss Lewis, good afternoon, Miss
Please,
Lewis.
yes, good
Pleasure to
afternoon.
have you.
Please make welcome to the Chief Executive Officer of Dress for Success Jamaica, Miss Charmaine Lewis.
Yes, pleasure to
Happy
have
to
you, Miss
support
Lewis.
you, Lenita. Happy to support you.
And she's also the founder of Dress for Success Jamaica. All right, so now we're looking at an example of a suit. So would you wear this suit to an interview at the Bank of Jamaica?
Is that the jacket only?
It has an inside piece as well.
Oh, okay. I'm just realizing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Not a bad suit, you know. It's a very nice suit. You see the brand? I'm not so familiar with suit brands, but the just the feel of it's kind of weighty too. So you know, it's a very nice suit.
Okay.
So would you wear this? Would you wear this to an interview to the Bank of Jamaica? One of the things that I read about banks, what color suits do they wear at banks?
Navy blue or dark blue color.
Yeah, at a bank, they're very conservative when it comes on to the suits that you wear. So it's always either black, dark blue. Yeah, I've never ever seen another color being worn. And so again, this is why the young lady who gave the response earlier, as it pertains to it depends on the organization that you're applying for cannot be more correct. It will always, always depend on that organization, because this suit is a very nice suit. And perhaps if you're called for an interview, let's say at a school to be a teacher, wearing a suit like this would be okay. Or do you agree with me or not? Wearing a suit like this would be okay.
For a teacher?
For teaching, yes, for a teacher.
Wouldn't you wear something a little on the downward thing, probably like showing that you're a teacher?
Like what?
That kind of look a little fancy.
Oh, too fancy for the teachers. Okay.
That look like probably they would go for more being a principal or
principal. All right. Okay, that's a good response. And I think what you mean to say is it depends on the level that you're applying for in the education system. Because what about your lecturers? Would this be okay for your lecturers to wear? No? Did somebody say no?
Then your focus would be on the suit, and you would like, I would look great in that. You won't focus on the lesson.
Okay, so you don't want to wear something that will distract the interviewer, and so you would prefer to stick to the dark blue and the black suits so that they can pay more attention to what it is that you're saying in the interview session?
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's a good point.
Question.
That's a good point.
I have a question for Tanisha. May I, Lenika?
Yes, you may.
So then Tanisha said that she doesn't want to distract the person by wearing a nice suit. But tell me something. When you step into an organization, who do you go to? The person that's well dressed and well put together, or the person that didn't make an effort? Let's say you were going into a bank and you wanted help with some financial matter. Would you approach a person looking well put together, or would you approach a person that doesn't look so well put together?
Okay, you got me there.
The thing to remember,
awesome.
Yes, the thing to remember, Tanisha, is that how you dress affects your credibility. So when you look well put together, then you look competent, you look like you know what you're doing. Somebody who looks like they just jumped out of bed and, might not be the first person somebody would go to if they wanted to solve an issue. They would go to the person who has made an effort. So bear that in mind, especially when you go for a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the colors that you're wearing and the impression that you'd like the person that is interviewing you to get when you step into the room.
Okay. So just to follow up on what Mrs. Lewis is saying is, so I think it was Tanisha who said that she would not have worn the lovely, is this half white suits with the black trimmings and all, because she doesn't want to distract the interviewer. When you talk about distraction, let us have a look at this dress.
That's overdoing it now.
Right?
Yeah, that dress is a bit, want a better term, noisy. Too much going on.
Loud.
Too much going on.
Yes, loud.
So now we're back on the suit. So what Mrs. Lewis is saying is you have to dress a particular way. Remember that an interview is a competitive process, right? And one of the things that I always say when I'm doing this kind of presentation is, what if you had to choose between two candidates who had the same qualifications, the same experience, but one of them came in a regular suit and the other one had on something that just maybe a suit like this? Which one would you choose? You have to think about how it is that that person package. Remember that yourself when you walk into a room, when you go into an interview. And I don't want to. Well, it's a kind of a bad reference, but think of yourself as a package, right? So it is how you package yourself, what kind of wrapping paper that you use that will attract the employer to you. You have your substance inside of the box already, but so does the other applicants. So that is just to solidify the point that Mrs. Lewis was making. So we acknowledge that.
Oh, sorry, Lanika. The last part of what you were saying a while ago went silent. So I'm not sure if it was, yeah, meaning there was no audio there at the very last
no
part of
problem.
what you said.
Okay, so I was just saying that, so basically, I mean, the essence of it is just that you have to definitely put an effort into how it is that you package yourself, because it is a competitive process. And so wearing a suit like this, it's not that it's distracting, it's just that it's saying, you know, I invest a lot in me and I value me. And so, you know, this is if I'm going to put a lot into how it is that I dress, then know that I'm going to put just as much effort in building your company.
Yes, and remember, first impressions do matter.
Yes, that is so true.
And they last.
They do.
First
All right,
impression lasts.
The first impression always lasts. So in other words, when you go to the interview, the initial, let's say your initial posture coming into the interview, you slouch, you're not smiling. Those little things recruiters and interviewers will look at and they will take note of those things, versus someone who goes into the interview room, bright, pearly white smile on their face. They shake the interviewer's hand firmly. Again, those little things recruiters and interviewers will know. So again,
right, that is so true. And even your eye contact, how it is that your eyes are moving, they look at those things. If your eyes are on the ceiling, on the floor, all over the place, you look like you're not sure of yourself, and you have to, you know, confidence is expressed in different ways in terms of nonverbal communication. And so you have to be careful of the movements of your hand. So if your hand is fidgeting, you keep on playing with the zipper on your pants and all of those things. You have to take into consideration the very smallest things, because basically you're on show and people are looking. You might think that, oh, they're not seeing you, they're not picking up on certain things, but they are looking at you and they're formulating a judgment. So now I have two suits. Somebody please help me to identify the color of this suit. It's a very lovely color. I don't know what color to call it.
Look at rose pink.
It's more like a coral.
A coral? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's pretty. All right, so we have this suit. So this suit is going to be called Exhibit A. All right. So now we're looking at this suit. So this is a brown suit. Lovely brown suit with a skirt. I think it's a pants. So it's a dark brown suit with a pants. Very formal, as you can see. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that suit. And this, I think it is a, let me check if it's a pants or a skirt. I think it is a skirt. So my question to you now is, let's say that you're an attorney at law, you just graduated law, UTEX law school, and you're ready now to apply to be an associate at a firm. So which one of these suits, remember that the two suits are very nice, very appropriate, depending on who you are and where you're going. But which of these, is it Exhibit A or Exhibit B that we're wearing to the interview to be an associate at a law firm?
I would wear Exhibit B.
Why would you wear Exhibit B? I like the color of Exhibit A. It's nice. It's much nicer. It has a little pop.
Yeah, but dark browns are brown is my favorite color. And it goes
Brown
with the
is your
color of my
favorite?
eye.
Is that the reason why you chose Exhibit B?
It gives my eye that pop.
Anybody else?
I would choose B as well because it's more appropriate and the color
Okay.
is safe, I would say. Even though it's dark brown,
Okay.
but Exhibit A, it's very loud and it's
Okay.
giving out a lot.
All right. So what if you were applying to work as an administrative assistant at a pet shop? Which one of the suits would you choose to wear? Is it Exhibit B or Exhibit A? Or would the color not matter?
It still does matter. I would choose Exhibit
Okay.
B.
Exhibit B?
Yes.
All right. So what event or in what instance would you choose Exhibit A?
Exhibit A, okay. So Exhibit A is when I already have the job and I have an event to go to.
All right, fair.
Exhibit B is for the interview.
All right,
And
so
A
we're
is
looking at
the job.
That's very good. That's very good.
I've been getting a lot of those responses. They have everything. And they said that they would wear the dress, the black and white dress, for when they have the
Yes.
job.
Yes,
All right,
there's some clothes, some suits, some formal wear that you wear to an interview that is different from those that you already have the job.
Absolutely.
So it does matter what you wear.
I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Miss Lewis?
Just to support what you just said, Tanisha, remember, colors send a message. Why do you suppose doctors wear white? What message do you think they want to send by wearing white, and as opposed to lawyers wearing black? Anyone? Well, the fact is, when you're a lawyer, you want to be taken seriously. You don't want to be seen as frivolous. You want to look competent. And so the lawyers wear black, and that's what wearing black does, right? When you wear black, this is a very serious event. It's no time to laugh and giggle. And that's why they wear black to funerals, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not anymore.
Not anymore.
Depending on the funeral. If they say cheerful colors, then that's another signal that they want to send. They don't want it to be too serious. They want it to be a happy event. So colors send messages. And so the message that you want to send when you're going to a job interview is that you're competent, you can do this job, but also you have to bear in mind where you're going for the interview. Let's say you're going for a marketing job. You don't want to be seen as boring and stiff. You want to be seen as lively and fun and when you're going for a marketing job. So you certainly would wear a pop of color. I'm not saying that you would wear that full suit of coral, but certainly it would be okay to wear a pop of color for a marketing job interview. Do you get it, ladies?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I have my very last exhibit, and Mrs. Lewis mentioned what we can wear to. You can hear me?
I was saying, why don't you model? Show them the suit you're wearing.
Okay, we'll do that at the very last segment. So Mrs. Lewis mentioned about a marketing job, and I have a question for all the participants on the call. Would you wear this lovely blue dress, absolutely gorgeous blue dress, to a marketing interview? A job to be the marketing manager.
That's a no for me. Definitely not.
I would say no too.
Doesn't it say that you have a wonderful fashion sense?
Well, it does, but for me, I don't think it's appropriate for an interview.
Yes, I agree. It's not appropriate.
So where would you wear this dress?
It looks like a casual Friday night or a cocktail.
Yes.
More like a formal event. Probably like a dinner. You're going to a theater or maybe the movies or dinner.
Maybe this is too short for dinner.
Well, depending on the person anyway.
Yes, that is true. All right, so you're definitely correct. It would not be suitable for a job interview, not even for in the event that you have the job already and you're just wearing this on a Friday, right? This is a no-no for the workplace, no matter how relaxed the culture of the place is. So at this time, I will take questions, and as Mrs. Lewis has indicated, I'll show you the suit that I'm wearing, or let me show it to you so I don't have on my shoes now, but I'm in a red suit. Can you see it in a sense?
Yes, I can see. It looks lovely.
Okay. Oh, thank you. All right. All right, so I'll be taking questions at this time. Remember, I just want to reiterate the fact that here at Dress for Success Jamaica, we are here to serve our clients who need outfits for their interviews. And remember that we also provide training. So even if it is that you already have clothes, I mean, if you have enough clothes and you're not in need of clothes, but a little extra training in terms of interview preparation, interview skills, training, public speaking, proposal writing, graphic designing, we provide a myriad of services in different areas. We provide training support. We cater to the holistic development of young women across Jamaica. So if you know of anyone, any young lady, or even young men, you're a young man who can benefit from the services of Dress for Success, please feel free to reach out to us. So I'll take questions at this time. If you have any questions at all.
Okay, so I just need to ask, if I need to refer persons, so where do we find you? Some contact information?
Yes, I was just about to mention that. Thank you. So
yes.
You can find us on Facebook, Dress for Success Jamaica. You can also find us on Instagram at the at DFS Jamaica. So that's Dress for Success Jamaica, but DFS. And you can email us at Jamaica. So that's Jamaica at dressforsuccess.org. And I'll type it in the chat as well. So you can always send an email to us at Jamaica at dressforsuccess.org. And we also have another email address that I'll share with you. And it is dfsjvolunteers@gmail.com. So any one of these emails or email addresses you can send an email to, and we will definitely respond and serve you in the best way that we can. And remember that we also take volunteers. And as a volunteer, you will be trained as a personal shopper. And a personal shopper is a volunteer who assists our clients with their suiting needs. So you will assist the clients with finding the suits that fit and that would be most appropriate depending on the industry and field that they work in. And you will also teach the client how to mix and match the suits that were selected so that that client, even though we are giving the clients 5 suits to serve them for the week, they're able to mix and match those 5 pieces of suits to last them for a month, so that when they get their first salary, they can then start investing in building their own wardrobe going forward. But we're here to help women get started, and we understand the importance of first impressions and the importance, of course, of dressing for success, because how you dress can definitely aid in that decision making as it pertains to whether you get the job or not. I don't know if you're familiar with the saying, even though you're not a manager as yet, you have to dress the part. And I have a friend who said that, in the corporate world, in corporate Jamaica specifically, you would be surprised to know that they focus more on how it is that you dress than the experience that you've garnered. So you're more likely to get a promotion based on how you dress than how long you've been at the office, right? Because in Jamaica, we have this thing where as long as you put yourself together, it means you must put in a lot of effort. And so you're somebody that I would love to be associated with because of the type of effort and the type of value that you place on your appearance. So remember, this time we're taking questions. So if there are any questions, you can type them in the chat or you can open your mic and ask.
Okay, so I have one more question. You mentioned that you help with proposals, graphic designing, and interview preparation. Is there a cost attached to these services?
No, we assist, as in we provide a training. So we have different sessions. So for example, we have an empowerment series coming up where we'll be having different presentations on various topics. One would be graphic designing and women in ICTs and all of that. And so these presentations, they're free of cost. You can definitely look out for the flyers that will be posted in coming weeks on our social media channels. And we'll also make the link to join the session available. And there will be a pre-registration link. So you can look out for that. Just follow us on Facebook, Instagram, send us an email so we can add you to our volunteer database. and you will be updated as regards to these opportunities for training and capacity building. So any more questions? No more questions? All right, well, on behalf of the management team here at Dress for Success Jamaica, I want to thank the University of Technology Jamaica for extending an invitation to us, for involving us, allowing us to participate in this event in terms of when it comes on to sharing such pertinent knowledge. We're always happy and willing to do so because we know how important it is for our young people, and we know it will go a far way. And we ask that the participants on the call don't keep the knowledge to yourselves. Go out into your communities and share the word of Dress for Success Jamaica. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure to do the presentation. I hope that you made special note of the shoes, and just remember, don't wear no stocking with the open toe shoes. All right? And if you're wearing a dress to an interview, wear a jacket to formalize it. And remember to think carefully of the colors that you choose and do your research before going to that interview. So thank you so much.
And thank you too, Lenico. Thank you. You know, even though this session was so short, I learned a little bit. I think some points for me were reinforced, but definitely the visuals help. So for me, definitely I took a lot away from this session, and I'm sure the other ladies here too would have taken some pointers and some notes too. So thank you again, Lenika, and thank you to as well, Miss Lewis. It's always a pleasure coordinating with you and partnering with you. Thank you guys again for coming out. Thank you for taking the time to do this presentation. And thank you to the young ladies who were here and who came on. Thank you all. Thank you. All right. So if there's no other further questions or comments or anything to add, we can sign out in the next 5 minutes or so. Do you have anything to add, Mrs. Lewis?
No, that's fine. Thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure. All right. Any of the ladies have anything to add? Any questions, comment, anything at all? All right, I guess not. Well, again, the pleasure was mine to put this session on and to have invited Dress for Success Jamaica. It's always a pleasure having them. Thank you again, Lenika, for reiterating your presentation, which you had done earlier on in the month. And speaking of, that presentation that Lenika did is available on the Career and Placement YouTube page. You can simply go into YouTube right now and search for UTech Career and Placement, and you'll find our YouTube page there. You can subscribe, and of course, all of our employment empowerment sessions as of this semester and a few from last semester are posted as well.
Nice to know that I'm on YouTube. This is nice.
And yes, just to add, I'm actually trying out the streaming. I also did it for the first time yesterday as well when I had a panel discussion, and the streaming is actually working. Yeah, so I'm hoping a few persons had watched as well via YouTube. I'm unsure if anyone did, but I'm hoping persons as well would have tuned in via YouTube as well. So yes, and
Okay.
this recording as well will be posted on our YouTube page. So if you didn't get to watch the live stream, you can find it on our YouTube page in the coming weeks or so.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.